Hey, hi, hello, it's Ray, and today we'll be going over every book that I read in November. November was a rough month for reading, but it was also a good month for reading. I hadn't read a book in about a year and a half until August, September-ish. I read Five Survive by Holly Jackson. Great book, I loved it. Then I moved, didn't pick up a book for like a month and a half, 2 months. November hits, I pick up 4 books. Here is everything that I read in November. I'm gonna start with the 2 physical books that I read, then we'll go on to the 2 books that I read on my Kindle. First book that I read that month was The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Laurie Gilmore. This book, it was very simple. It is exactly what you would think that it is, pretty much. Once you read the synopsis on the back, you get nothing else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's really no like plot twists or anything like that. I mean, I think she like tried to make a plot twist, but it was just very obvious from the jump. So I'm not sure. I don't know what she was trying to do. I really don't. Some of the things that would happen in this book, I was like very cringy, but it wasn't bad. Like, neither one of these main characters were like insufferable. Like Noah, I liked him as a male main character and like the love interest in this book. Hazel, she's just like this bookworm, very straightforward, very by the book, very goody good, you know? So, and Noah's like this mysterious guy who just moved to the town out of nowhere, and there's so much mystery around him and nobody knows much about him, and he sleeps around a lot, and he, you know, like just opposites basically. Hazel hadn't even been with anybody since like college or something. But yeah, I think if you are just looking for a very cute, silly fall read, this is a good book. Romance, of course. If you're looking for a cute, silly romance fall book, this is it for you. I know this is like a 4-book interconnected standalone kind of vibe. I have this book and the strawberry, let me see, what is it? The Strawberry Patch, I think. The Strawberry Patch Pancake House, that's what it's called. Very not a smooth title. Strawberry Patch Pancake House. That's very, I don't know, it doesn't roll off the tongue well. Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. That one's pretty good. Strawberry Patch Pancake House. I don't know. It's weird. But anyways, yes, this book I would recommend. I give this book 3.5 stars. It wasn't anything life-changing or anything, but I did rate it higher because I had fun reading it, and like I would have just given it a 3 because it's a very basic book, but I gave it that 0.5 because I don't know, I was kind of rooting for them and they weren't completely like insufferable like how a lot of people are in romance books. That was just like not them. Next physical book that I read in November was Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. If you haven't heard of this book, you live under a rock, or you're just not on Book Talk, which is living under a rock to me. But anyways, 500 pages. I don't know how to feel about this book. I really don't. Did it make me cry? Yeah. Did it have me very shocked? Yeah. Am I obsessed with it? No. And that's unfortunate. I really wanted to be obsessed with it because of how much that I was hearing about it. I haven't picked up the second book, haven't had an urge to pick up the second book. So what's really the point, you know? And this is about Violet, and she is, in this universe, there are war colleges and dragons and magic and all that fun stuff, right? So Violet has studied her whole life to be a scribe, somebody who writes down everything that happens in the war, and they keep track of all the pages and scrolls and books and all this kind of stuff. That's what a scribe is. They have all of the real power, I feel like, because it can just completely change history, which happens. But we don't know how or when it happened until the second book, of course. But yeah, so she studies her whole life for it to be a scribe, and her at the last minute, right whenever she's about to go to this college and follow the path of life that she wants to follow, Her mom's like, nope, you're going to be a dragon rider like the rest of your family besides your dad, because her dad was also a scribe. Her dad died. Her brother was a rider. He died. Her sister is a rider, and the mother is also a rider, and she's like the commander or whatever. So yeah, that's basically what happens, and now you have to follow her surviving her first year in the college, while also having so many enemies. Like, everybody in this book except for maybe 3 people are her enemy. 3 people inside the college, of course, are her enemy. She's literally in there with her enemy because the enemy's dad and the enemy's mom killed Violet's mom killed his dad, and it's just a mess. It's a mess. It started out as a mess. It still is a mess at the ending because nothing is resolved, but fun read, very fun read. I enjoyed it through and through. Might pick up the second book if I'm really like, I don't know what to read this month, or I don't know what I want to read right now, and I'm gonna go pick it up. But if I have other planned out books, can't see myself picking this up realistically. Very good story, good romance. I think I gave this one a 4 star. Actually, I'm gonna change that. 3.5 star. I give this a 3.5 star. Some aspects of this book were not my favorite. I understand that in a fantasy book that things happen, people die, romance might be had and stuff, but I just feel like I have read better fantasy books than this. This one was a fun read, and I did enjoy my time while reading it, but the story itself is where I knocked down 0.5 points for the story, because I didn't like how she's very weak, and it got better, not much. So that's my issue with it, to be honest. Fourth Wing, pick it up if you haven't. It's a fun time. I don't think that it's life-changing unless you have, if you haven't been into reading in years and years and years, but you really liked fantasy, this will be good to get you back into it, and this might be life-changing for you. If you have been reading fantasies since you were a kid and up until now, probably not going to be life-changing. It really is, and there are better fantasy books out there. No offense to her, loved it, well, liked it. And I do think that she has better writing than most books that blow up on TikTok. Those are the 2 physical books that I read this month, and now for the 2 books that I read on my Kindle. The first one being Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. I used this book as a palette cleanser because like I had just got done with like Fourth Wing, and I was like, okay, I can't just go jump right into another book right now, so I just wanted something quick and almost plotless just to, you know, clear that out of my brain, and was like, okay, I'm ready to dive into something deep again, you know? And it worked, but for what it is, you know, it's just a very plotless book, but just a lot of smut, basically. I would give it a 3-star rating. Blue Aliens. I know this book is a series. I'm not reading the rest of them. Like, there's just no point in me doing that. But it did work for what I wanted to use it for. So that's cool. There's really, truly not much to say about this book besides the fact that smut. Like, that's all there is to it, really. If you too need a palette cleanser after a fantasy novel or something that was heavy, Ice Planet Barbarians might be the one for you. 3 stars for what it is. For what it is. I'm not rating it as the same way I do my fantasy books or romance books. No, this is palette cleanser smut. That's what I'm rating it as, and this is 3 stars. Now, for the second book that I read on my Kindle, that was Fall Into You by Caroline Frank. This book, I really did not like it. I'm not sure if I read it at a bad time because I was like over the fallish books. Like, I didn't want a seasonal book. I'm not sure if that's why or if it was just writing. I know one thing for sure. The characters fell in love before 50 pages in. I did not like that. I did not like that. Love at first sight. I don't like love at first sight. It's completely unrealistic. I don't like it. It was like supposed to be like a brother's best friend romance, which I mean, like, yeah, I can. It was. They were best friends. They were best friends, but there was nothing else to it. Like that is a book that I would read just to hit my reading goal. There is nothing else. The writing wasn't that good. It was just a book. I would give that one star. There's no hate to the author or anything like that, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me, and that is totally fine. I feel bad giving that one lower than Ice Planet Barbarians, but I'm rating them as they are. That was supposed to be a romance book, and it was romance, but I just didn't like it, unfortunately. And those are all of the books that I read in the month of November. If you guys enjoyed this wrap up, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.